Hello friends, in this video we will see how a satellite TV works. In this video I'll use the example of Indian satellite TV provider, that is Tata Sky, but then this applies equally to all the other service providers because the principle underneath is still the same. Okay, the diagrams I've taken are from howstuffworks.com. In this diagram, what you see is all the major components which are involved in getting you the satellite TV signals. You see the programming source, the broadcast center for your DBS provider, the actual satellite, your dish antenna, and the receiver or the set-top box. Okay, now the first one is your programming source. This programming source are the broadcast companies which actually provide the content. Okay, they may provide this content to your satellite TV service provider, that is Tata Sky, via their own satellites or via cable or any other means. So that is the reason why you see another small satellite here. That satellite belongs to the programming source, and so your main service provider, that is the satellite TV service provider, that is the Tata Sky in this case, will have its broadcasting center in the country. So for Tata Sky, I think it is in Delhi. So this broadcast center will collect signals from different programming sources, say HBO, ESPN or any other channel. Okay, accumulate it, okay, and then send the signals over to the satellite. Okay, so the second component here is the broadcast center of your DBS provider, that is Tata Sky in this case. And what that does is it accumulates all the signals. Okay, it takes them together and compresses it. Okay, the first thing it does, it compresses it using MPEG-2 technology. So using that, the size of the signal gets reduced as much as 60%. Okay, so now it compresses the signal as well as encrypts it, so that no one can just take the signal off the air and start reading it without paying for it. So that is the reason why they encrypt the signal. So these are the two main functions of this broadcast center, that is to compress the signals and to encrypt it and then to transmit it to the satellite. Okay, so the third component here is a satellite. The satellite which Tata Sky uses is INSAT-4A. Okay, and that is being operated by ISRO, which is a geostationary satellite. Geostationary satellites, as you know, appear fixed with respect to any point on the earth, and the way that is achieved is the period of revolution of the satellite around the earth is same as the period of rotation of earth around its axis. So the net result is, to a point on the earth, the satellite always appear to be fixed in the air. So the satellite, the geostationary satellite which Tata Sky uses, as I said, is INSAT-4A. Now this satellite, or any other satellite for that matter, will have transponders on them. So Tata Sky uses around or Tata Sky has leased around 12 transponders from INSAT-4A. So what these transponders do is they receive the signal which is transmitted by the broadcast center, right, and they retransmit it. Okay, and this retransmitted signal is what your dish or the dish antenna on the roof of your houses receive. Okay, so that is the function of the satellite in this whole cycle. Okay, and this geostationary satellites are operated at height which is greater than 35786 kilometers. Okay, now the next component is your dish. Like I said, dish, the main function of dish antenna is to receive the signal transmitted by your satellite. I have a separate slide covering the functions of dish antenna, so we will discuss it later. But what this dish will do is it will take the signals which it received from the satellite and give it to the receiver or the set-top box via coaxial cables. Now the receiver is the fifth component in this chain, and receiver will be connected to your TV via HDMI cable or component cables. So as you might have guessed, the functions of receiver will be exactly opposite to what the broadcasting center had done. that is to decompress and decrypt the signals, process the signals and send it to the TV. So it's only at your receiver point will you be able to decrypt the signals, okay, or decompress it. This diagram shows you the overall picture of how the content which is provided by channels like say HBO or ESPN is ultimately being shown on your TV. I hope that gives a rough idea of how satellite TV works. Okay, so we'll see a few more details on other aspects of satellite TV. This diagram shows you the dish antenna. Dish antenna consists of two parts. One is the parabolic curved shaped surface, and the second is this feed horn. Okay, the signals that you receive from your satellite are converged by this parabolic surface onto the feed horn. So the bigger the area of this parabolic surface, the strength of your signals would increase. Okay, so the feed horn, the main functions of the feed horn, as you can see, is one is it amplifies radio signals. Whatever signals that are converged onto this feed horn will receive it and amplify the radio signal. Since these frequencies are very high frequencies, right, this feed horn will convert it to a block of low frequency block. Okay, and that is the reason why this part is called low noise block down converter, or LNB for short. So basically it will convert the block of high frequency band into a block of low frequency band, and then pass this low frequency band on to the receiver via coaxial cables. And since these are low frequency band frequencies, you cannot have unlimited length for your cables, because as the length of the cables increases, the strength of the signal will decrease. Okay, so there is a limit on to the length of cables that you can carry to your receiver. But yeah, so this is what is the function of your dish antenna. All right. Okay, this slide shows the electromagnetic spectrum, so that you get an idea as to where do the waves that carry your satellite TV signals stand in terms of frequencies and wavelength. So as you know, the satellite TV signals are part of microwave, that is from 10 to the power 9 to 10 to the power 11, and most of the TV channels are part of KU band under this microwave, that is from 10 to the power 10 to the power that is 12 gigahertz to around 13 gigahertz. One of the property of the electromagnetic waves is that its waves are able to diffract around objects whose size is comparable to the wave's wavelength, right? So if the wave we are talking about is in microwave range, that is whose wavelength is 1 centimeter to 10 centimeter, these waves will be able to diffract or bend around objects whose size is 1 centimeter to 10 centimeter, right? So if we talk of long waves, that is AM in this case, these waves will be able to diffract or bend around objects whose size is 10 meter to 100 meter. So that's why you will see that AM receivers, you can have AM receivers inside your houses, because these waves will be able to diffract or bend around your houses or the walls. But same is not the case with microwave waves, right? Because the size of its wavelength is 1 centimeter to 10 centimeter, but our walls are obviously thicker than that, and they'll not be able to diffract around it. So that is the reason why you have your dish antenna outside or onto the roof of your houses, and you cannot receive a signal inside. This site sethint.com shows all the channels or all the signals which are transmitted by Inset4A for Tata Sky, but basically this site shows all the satellites that are present and all the satellite TV service provider and details about them. So right now I'm showing you the page about Tata Sky. So if you see here, Tata Sky gets the signals from Inset4A and the position is 83 degree east. So when you have the dealer of Tata Sky come to your house to install the dish antenna, you'll see he carries a magnetic compass with him, and he tries to find out this degree, that is 83 degree east. So that is where your dish antenna will be positioned all along. So to the leftmost side you'll see these are the 12 transponders which Tata Sky have leased from Inset 4A, and it shows all this details. It shows that all the channels belong to the KU band, and this transponder for instance carries 17 channels, this carries 18, and likewise it is able to do that because of the compression. Had it been not uncompressed, it would have carried fewer channels, right? So you can go through this site and find out the details or the frequency at which a particular channel is transmitted. Okay, the last thing I want to talk about is the LNB. Most Tata Sky LNBs are quad output LNB, so you can see there are 4 outputs here. So that effectively means you can connect with one dish antenna, you can connect to 4 different receivers. Or if your receiver, your Tata Sky has video recording facility, that is DVR, then you'll require 2 outputs per receiver. So in that case you'll be able to connect to 2 different receivers. So depending on whether you have DVR or not, you'll be able to connect 2 to 4 receivers, right? So now, is it possible to have if you had one output LNB, will it be possible to just split the cable and feed it to 2 different receivers? Well, it is possible, but then on both the TVs you'll have to see a single channel, that is one receiver always control one LNB output. So in that case one of the TV will always follow, so that is you'll not be able to change channels on your other TV. So the best way to watch your program would be to have it this way, that is quad output LNBs. You can have a bigger antenna, you can install many LNBs over the same antenna, and can have as many LNB outputs. But one individual LNB, and there are octo output LNBs as well, but the most common is the quad LNB, where you'll get 4 outputs per LNB. Okay friends, so that's all I had for this presentation. Thank you, and like this video if you found it likable. Thanks, bye.